Hi, I'm Jia Kim from Sotheby's International Realty Canada, Yorkville, Toronto. Here with me is Hunter Milborne, CEO, President of the Milborne Group. Hi, Hunter.
Hi, Jia.
It's fantastic to be here with you in your fantastic model suite, number 7, Dale.
Welcome to Dale.
Yes, it is a sight to be seen. And can you share with us the origins of 7 Dale?
Dale began in 2015 when we discovered 3 bungalows along Dale Avenue and purchased these bungalows and discovered that the lot area was almost 2.5 acres for these 3 bungalows. It was about an acre of table land and a big ravine at the back. And one thing that a lot of people don't realize is that Rosedale very uniquely has a heritage house bylaw. So Forest Hill doesn't have it, Bayview, Bridle Path doesn't have it. So all the houses in Rosedale are rated A or B, like Georgian, Victorian, or C. And the A's and B's you can't really touch. The C's you're allowed to tear down if you can replace them with something of equal or better architectural character. So we happen to have 3 C bungalows all in a row. And it was a bit of a long and arduous approval process because, the neighborhood is a lot of inertia present and they didn't really want much change. But I think that most of the neighbors now that they've seen the building are quite happy.
You've been dubbed the Dean of Condos. Your career spans over 45 years with over $90 billion in real estate sales. You're the tour de force of sales and marketing behind 7 Dale. Can you share with us your collaborative team that brings this project to life?
Yeah, listen, I think that, the team really, my partners, Boris and Shteiman, who were on site, they were, they're developers, their development expertise and on-site attention to detail from the day that we started construction until now. The building is virtually complete and people will be moving in very shortly. So it's been a fabulous experience to work with them and see it come to life.
Who is your ideal buyer for 7 Dale?
Well, it's interesting. We thought that the ideal buyer might be a mature downsizing couple from Rosedale. But, it's really, we have a diverse group of buyers. We have several people who have pied-à-terres, believe it or not, who live in King or live in Collingwood, who are living in, on the outskirts, and have come to us from other smaller places, Guelph, Kingston.
Guelph, interesting.
Yeah. So it really was a little bit unexpected, and it's been really interesting, though, to work with those people. And when we got into color selections and upgrades, it was really also interesting because when we gave people an opportunity to upgrade, they all kind of threw up their hands and said, well, what could we possibly upgrade? You have the best of everything in every category, right? So, but notwithstanding that, there were a few people that, just wanted a shell and finished it themselves, but those are, everything else, the suites are going to be finished now and they'll be finished shortly. So people can move in with fairly short notice.
And it gives the typical condominium in the city is for a 2-bedroom, they are now coming around 600 square feet for some.
Yeah, our sizes here range from the smallest suite in the building is 2,200 square feet. And the largest is about 5,200 square feet of interior area. And there are 4 penthouses, 2 in each building. There's 2 buildings. The east building has 14 suites, and the west building has 12. Mm-hmm. So basically, those suites are on 4 floors. So the ground floor is not typical, they're individual. Floors 2 and 3 are the same. And then on the top floor, the 4th floor, there's 2 penthouse suites in each building. So the 2 penthouse suites in the west building are both sold, and the 2 in the east building are available. And they're quite large, and they have quite large outdoor spaces.
And that is key when having to live in a condominium. I don't describe this as a condominium building at all, though. More bungalow, stacked.
In the sky.
That's right.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It's gorgeous. As you have mentioned, the cost to build, the dynamics have shifted. And I think to go back to those days of very low interest rates, that environment has changed. So the way the building is to be revealed over time is going to be at a higher price point. The cost is just a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, as we've said it before, that the buildings, the 2 or 3 or 4 buildings that are starting to pre-sell now are experiencing costs that as they build over the next 2 or 3 or 4 years and complete, in 27, 28, they're going to need to be $4,000 to $5,000 a square foot to deliver this kind of a quality. So I think that's going to be comforting for people who have purchased and will purchase here. We have, of the 26 suites, we have 14 that are sold and 12 remaining. So there's going to be 12 lucky individuals or families that, in a sense, get a good buy, because to reproduce this today wouldn't be possible.
With these extravagant finishes, I say that because the facade at the front comes from Algonquin. Can you tell us about the details of the building?
Yeah, I mean, Sia Macareri was the architect, and he has a very, very high level of taste and a very world view. So, we have bricks that came from Denmark, pot lights from France, windows from Belgium, the millwork and kitchens from Italy, Dada kitchens. So the finishes, both inside and out, and that Algonquin limestone that you mentioned is a local material, but it's very, very interesting, because there's a honed side, which is quite smooth, and then a rough side. And different places on the buildings, you'll actually see it. On some of the columns, it's the honed side where it's nice and finished, almost like precast. But then there's other places where it's basically the rough side, which looks very natural.
So before I let you go, I would like to ask you a few questions so our viewers get to know you a little bit better. If you were able to trade places with someone, who would that be and why?
Wow, that's a question I'd have to give some thought to. I don't know that I'd want to trade places with anyone. I mean, I have a great life, and I have a big family, and really enjoy my work. People often ask me, when are you retiring? And I said, well, I think retiring was for people who didn't like what they did. If they got stuck working in a factory or something, or just really didn't have a job that they loved. So I don't really ever tend to retire. I just really like doing my work and fulfilling that. And I think you'll see that with a lot of professionals who are in a career where you're creating something,
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I think you found your passion.
Yeah.
Beach or cottage?
Beach.
Beach. I agree. 100% on beach. And what are you grateful for?
Just about everything. Mm-hmm. And I think, it's funny, if you read about gratitude, it's really one of the most important emotions that you can experience, I think, because it's really quite good for you.
Yes.
To be grateful for what you have,
Well, I'm grateful for this time with you, Hunter, and thank you so much for showing us this beautiful model suite. And where can people learn more about what you do and your work?
Yeah, I think, our website is milborne.com for the main company, but it's 7 Dale, the number 7, and then DALE.com is the website for Dale. And I congratulate you and Sotheby's. We have a long history of association with Sotheby's International Realty, and it's, I think, the world's best brand in real estate. Right?
I couldn't agree more. Yeah. Thank you so much for tuning in. And reach out to me. More information will be provided, and I look forward to showing you more of 7 Dale Rosedale.